everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday, only here on Top Shelf Oldies. Want to welcome you to the July 31st, 2021 Vinyl Treasure Show. It's the last Saturday of the month. It's the all 1960s show. We do it the last Saturday of the month. I feature some cool 60s 45s, all on original vinyl on this beautiful day. Finally, a beautiful day here in New York City that I should have been outside playing around with Barbara. Instead, I was inside all day, me and Charlene, researching all these cool 45s. But we open up tonight's 60s edition with an early Bobby Fuller, a surf instrumental there called Our Favorite Martian. And this was on Bob Keane's Donna record label, Bobby Fuller and the Fanatics at the time. This one, December 1964 release. And after this release, he would sign with the Bob Keane's Mustang label. Had a lot of cool releases as the Bobby Fuller 4. But this is Bobby Fuller and the Fanatics from December 64 on the Donna record label, Our Favorite Martian. Well, anyway, no Martian tunes tonight. No funeral doo-wops for Hi-Fi Tim. He will return next week for more of those, but let's start it off here. We open up the vocal portion with a group from New Haven, Connecticut. This charted number 53 on WAVZ in New Haven, Connecticut. They are Tommy and the Rivieras, and Tommy, his name is Tommy Jeanette. Let's go back to February 1967. This is on the Cameo label, Tommy and the Rivieras, and the name of the tune, we'll send this one out to Daryl, although I know he's not in Detroit. This is Make It to Detroit City.
Hey! Climb on up! Come on, baby. Kiss me goodbye. I'm taking the 409 express, and it's leaving tonight now. I'm gonna be on my way to the swingingest place in the USA. I'm gonna make it, oh yeah, Detroit City. Come on, baby, don't you understand now? I'm gonna make it big and be a big man now. I'm gonna have to keep on moving to the hippest place for all the people I do. I'm gonna make it, oh yeah, Detroit City. Some people haven't made it in New York town, Philly too. But my kind of sound is found, girl, in the action is, yeah, you just can't miss. I'm gonna make it, oh yeah, Detroit City. I'm gonna be a big man, might as well get ready, girl, to the biggest sound that is sweeping the nation. Gotta get out of this hit frustration, gotta make it, oh yeah, Detroit City.
That's from February 1967 as we open up the vocal portion there for Tommy and the Rivieras. I said they were from New Haven. No, they're from North Haven, Connecticut. That's about 30 minutes from New Haven, so close enough for government work, but that's Tommy Jeanette on lead. That's on the Cameo record label. The title of the tune, in parentheses, Make It To, close parentheses, Detroit City. That is the name of the tune there, and what did they say? Who said that? Somebody said it sounded like Mitch Ryder. Was Warren that said that? Yes, it does. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition. Now, singer Marlena Davis, she was a member of the Orlons. She would leave the group in September of 1963, but she would later return, I think by the end of 1964, but not after her release on the Parkway label. She released a record on Parkway as Nikki Blue, and the record was produced by Chubby Checker. Did a very nice production on this cool tune because I like this song here. She's backed up by an uncredited vocal group, this girl group called the Bronzettes. They have their own releases also, the Bronzettes. But let's go back to November of 1964. Nikki Blue on the Parkway label, and her tune called Whoa, Whoa, I Love Him So. We'll send that one out to Jamie, Milwaukee Jamie. She loves that tune by Nikki Blue. And the Bronzettes, November 1964 on the Parkway record label. Whoa, whoa, in parentheses, I Love Him So, is the name of the tune. What a great tune that is. I think it's available over in the UK. They booted that record. Don't see many stock copies of that. I think Barry Soltz sold me that so many years ago when I was buying from Barry Soltz. I haven't bought a lot of records lately. One or two once in a while I do, but I look out for certain things that I'm still on the lookout for, but I have a lot of these 60s records already in my collection, like this next one here, and it's the flip side A flip side of a 45 I played on last month's 60s show as we head back to Connecticut, this time really to New Haven, Connecticut, for Harry Janes and the Jane Men. And they initially recorded as the Campbells on the Select label, but last month I featured the A side of this 45 on the Josie label. It was called On This Busy Sidewalk, but I also like the flip side. We go back to March of 1965, Harry Janes and the Jane Men on Josie Records and their tune called My Baby's Coming Home.
My baby called me on the phone today. She told me she was on her way. My baby's coming home. My baby's coming home. Soon there's gonna be a knock on my door, and I won't be alone anymore. My baby's coming home. My baby's coming home. Now there'll be no more sleepless nights. Everything is gonna be alright. Things will be like they used to be. My baby will be holding me. I'm gonna dust off her favorite chair. I just can't wait to see her sitting there. My baby's coming home. My baby's coming home. My baby's coming home. I wanna tell you right now, my baby's coming home. I just can't wait to see her sitting there. She's coming home. Things is gonna be alright.
B-sides here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Harry Janes and the J-Men. That's the B-side to their March 65 release on the Josie record label, My Baby's Coming Home. The A-side called On This Busy Sidewalk. Now, this song was covered a year later on the Midtown record label. Spencer does an excellent version of this tune, My Baby's Coming Home. You got to check that one out. I have featured it here on the Vinyltreasure Show. Let's continue here for this female soul singer by the name of Shirley Vaughn. And her first release, I think it was on the Double R record label. A great tune called Watch Out, Mr. Lonely. That's a great record she does. But she followed it up with two on the Fairmount label out of Philadelphia. And this is her first. This one arranged by Tico Wilshire. We go back to July 1966. Give a listen to Shirley Vaughn. Shirley Vaughn on Fairmount. It's called You Don't Know.
How it feels to hear them talk about you. Baby,
Yes, Daryl Fairmont is a subsidiary of Cameo Parkway Records. That's Miss Shirley Vaughn, July 1966, the first of two on the Fairmount record label. You Don't Know is the name of the tune, and she would have one more release on the Columbia label. Again, when I saw Tico Wilshire on the label, I automatically buy the record. Tico Wilshire and Sammy Lowe, those are the guys that I look for, plus some others too, but normally a great record as we continue here on the All 60s edition. And another 45 I played on last month's 60s show was by this artist. He goes by the name of Mr. Tears Paris, but his real name is Acundeo Paris. That's his real name. And his debut single came out on the 4J record label. I featured the intended B-side, which I like. It's called Don't Lead Me On, and I also like the A-side. And again, he wrote this side too. He goes by the name of Mr. Tears parentheses Paris. We go back to May of 1963, 4J Records, Mr. Tears Paris with his tune called Excuse Me, Baby.
Excuse me, baby.
That's from May 1963. He's on the 4J record label. That's Mr. Tears Paris. Paris in parentheses. His real name is Acundeo Paris. That's his real name. He wrote that tune. That's the A-side. It's called Excuse Me, Baby. Excuse me, folks, while Johnny G plays some of his 1960s 45s, all on original vinyl, no MP3s, no CDs, all real records. And you can see them on my YouTube channel. You can just check it out there. I have the two turntables spinning these 45s. And let's head to Detroit, Michigan for this next tune, as this gal, she was the adopted daughter of actress Lillian Randolph, and she did follow in her mother's footsteps at age 8. When that was back in 1953. She starred in a movie called The Bright Road, but then in 1964 she replaced Zola Taylor of the Platters, and her first solo release that year too on the Mercury record label. But she signed with Berry Gordy Jr.'s Soul label for 2 releases, and her real name was Barbara Ann Sanders, but her stage name was Barbara Randolph. Now let's listen to her first produced 45. Actually, this record produced by Hal Davis. This charted number 20 on WKNT in Akron, Ohio. We go back to September of 1967 for Miss Barbara Randolph on the Soul record label, and her tune called I Got a Feeling. I like that tune there in the YouTube chat room there. Barbara Randolph, the first of 2 on the Soul record label, September 1967. I Got a Feeling. Did I say the feeling? It's I got a feeling. Yes, I do. And she did go back to acting, by the way. In 1967, she was in the movie Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Then in 69, she was in a movie called Cactus Flower. Unfortunate, though, that she passed away on July 15th of 2002 from cancer. She was 60 years old. She left us with some great sounds like that one. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this next group from, is it Surrey, England? Surrey, England. They are best known for their 1964 release Tobacco Road on the London record label, but they signed with MGM Records for 4 releases. Let's give a listen to their 4th. It features Arthur Sharp on lead. This one from February 1967. Give a listen to the Nashville Teens. Nashville Teens on MGM, and their tune is called Words. There's one you don't always hear by the Nashville Teens. I think he's trying to sound like Eric Burdon and the Animals there a little bit. I don't know, it just sounded like that, but I checked this record. I don't see many stock copies of this. I mean, mine has a BB hole in it, but I looked it up. I said, well, some of these Nashville Teens on MGM, they sell for some bucks. You know, listen, not the buck that I paid for it, but February 67, that's their fourth release on the MGM record label, the Nashville Teens, a song entitled Words. Let's continue here on the Vinyltreasure. Now, when Hanky Panky became a big hit for Tommy James and the Shondells, the group already broke up. Snap Records, that was a 1962 release, but somebody in Pittsburgh started playing the record. It started taking off, and Morris Levy got involved somehow. You know, when Morris Levy gets involved, you gotta be really careful dealing with Morris Levy, because he's not going to take any crap, especially when you're dealing with the mafia. But anyway, Tommy James, he had to find a new group of Shondells, and he did, because they had to go out and tour and, promote the record, and it was a big hit for them, of course, their first big hit, but again, their first release on the Roulette record label. But in 1966, the original guitarist on that, Larry Coverleaf, he approached Roulette Records and he said, well, I played on that record and I deserve some royalty payments. He goes, oh yeah, you deserve royalty payments? Well, you can't strong arm. I'll tell you what, instead of me giving you royalty payments, how about I let you have your own hit? You can go, I'll pay for the recording session, and you can put out your own record, and it can become a number one smash. So I guess Larry Coverleaf, the lead guitarist for the Shondells, said, okay, that sounds pretty fair. So he went in and he recorded two sides that Morris Levy put out. But of course, Morris Levy did not really promote the record. He just did it to appease Larry Cloverleaf. Well, let's give a listen to this song that maybe Larry thought would have been a number one record, but you can be the judge. Let's go back to November of 1966. This is on Morris Levy's Roulette record label, Larry Cloverleaf and the Four Horsemen. That was the name of his group, and this was the tune. It was called Say You Really Love Me.
Love me, yeah. Till the end of time. Say your heart is for me, yeah. Is it true you're gonna be mine? I want to hold you in my arms, yeah. I want to hold you good and tight. I want to hold you in my arms, yeah. Our love is just out of sight. Love me, yeah. Till the end of time. Say your heart is for me, yeah. Is it true you're gonna be mine? I want to hold you in my arms, yeah. I want to hold you good and tight. I want to hold you in my arms, yeah. Our love is just out of sight. Say Say you really love me, yeah. Say you really love me, yeah. Say you really love me, yeah.
That's the lead guitarist for the original Shondells, Tommy James group, the Shondells. His name is Larry Cloverleaf. That's his group, Larry Cloverleaf and the Four Horsemen, November 1966. That was his shot for a big, big hit on the Roulette record label, Say You Really Love Me. So what do you think of the song? The flip side's actually pretty good, too. Something about a winter, which is pretty good, but I didn't want to play that because of the season, but we will hear it eventually. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for this next artist. This is his final release, final single that came out on the Columbia label. But he originally began recording back in 1962 with a group called the Nightcaps. I think a release on the AKA label. His name is Jimmy Interval. Jimmy Interval. And this was his final release, a song he co-wrote. We go to April of 1966. This is on the Columbia label, Jimmy Interval. It's called Somebody to Love.
Well, I need somebody to love. Well, I need somebody to love. Someone to share my lonely hours. Someone to share my tears that I cry. Well, I need somebody to kiss. Well, I need somebody to miss. Someone to share my lonely nights. Someone to share my dreams, hope come true. I see her face, throwing light on me. I can taste her lips on mine. Please send me somebody to love. Lord, send me somebody to love. I light a candle every day, get down on my knees and pray. Lord, send me somebody to love. Lord, send me somebody to love.
Guys, Jimmy Interval on the Columbia record label, April 66. Somebody to Love. Now, the tune he co-wrote there. Now, he has 3 releases on the World Artist record label and 1 on the Bomar label. I think in 65, I have that release too. We got to say hello to Mr. Dave the Rave. He comes in to correct Johnny G. I always say Clover Leaf. It's like in my head. It's from that horror movie I think that I was watching. I know it's Cloverdale, but Dave comes in to correct me. Thank you, Dave the Rave, for correcting me. And welcome to the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this next female singer from Fayetteville, North Carolina. She was a longtime member of the Sweet Inspirations and also the sister of Judy Clay, singer Judy Clay. And this is a solo release she had on the Phillips record label. A tune written by Van McCoy. This is directed by Herb Rosen, arranged by Tico Wilshire. There's that name again. And it's a nice tune. I like this record. What do you want for 10 cents? Paid 10 cents for this 45. Now don't get spoiled, because a lot of my records I have paid as much as $3,000 for. So, I got to get some good ones too. And I like this tune here from October 63. Give a listen to Sylvia Shemwell. Sylvia Shemwell on the Phillips label, and her tune called He'll Come Back. That is definitely a cool record there by Miss Sylvia Shemwell. October 1963 release on the Philips record label. She'll Come Back is the name of the tune, and she would have later releases, I think, Brunswick in 65 as Sylvia St. Clair. Got to check that one out. And this, you got to get the Philips 45s on vinyl. This one happens to be a nice stock copy on vinyl. I wouldn't say it's mint, but it plays pretty nice. What do you want for 10 cents? But a lot of the promos, they are the Dusty Springfields, her early releases, although they're all styrene, but the promos are vinyl, which is nice. And this is actually a twin spin on the Philips record label, and I thought this song was sort of an answer to this record, He'll Come Back. And the answer song is February 63 to He'll Come Back. It's by this gal, Hetty Sontag. Hetty Sontag, I think is how you pronounce it. And this one co-written by Bob Crew and Eddie Rambeau. It's arranged by Charlie Colello. This one from February 64 on Philips. Hetty Sontag, and the answer to He'll Come Back, it's called He Never Came Back. The answer to.
My boyfriend had to go away. Shoo-la, he promised he'd come back someday. Shoo-la, I'd stay true like a good girl should, and wait for him like he knew I would. But he never came back. No, 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 he never came back. No, 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 he ran away with my heart, and he never came back. No, he never, never, never came back. My girlfriend told me not to wait. Shoo-la, he said that he'd give me the gate. Shoo-la, I'd stay home with a memory, knowing someday he'd come back to me. But he never came back. No, 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 he never came back. No, 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 he ran away with my heart. They can run, and he never came back. He was the guy I gave my first good loving to. Oh, and he took me by surprise when he said bye-bye. I bet he didn't even see the tears in my eyes. He telephoned the other night. Shoo-la, to ask if everything's alright. Shoo-la, I told him I was so alone, and then he told me he was coming home. But he never came back. No, 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 he never came back. No, 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 he ran away with my heart, and he never came back. But he never came back. No, 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 he never came back. No, 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 he ran away with my heart, and he never came back. Shoo-la, a real fine, super fine operator. Never trust the guy who says, I'll see you later. Can't you say that I'm a liar? Can't you see I know you're wrong?
I think that's an answer record. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's Hetty Sontag. Hetty Sontag, February 64 release. It's on the Philips label. He Never Came Back. That is the answer to He'll Come Back. That's what I say. But anyway, I could be wrong. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And up next, a request for listener Emnon and for Pete Sengler. And they requested a studio group consisting of Bob Norberg, David Nolan, and lead singer Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, who wrote, produced, and arranged this tune. And they were called The Survivors on this. This is going out to Pete and Emnon. We go back to January 1964, The Survivors on the Capitol label, and the name of the tune is called Pamela Jean.
What I do, oh, wop, what I do, oh, wop, what I do, oh, I used to think I was an all-time guy now. I used to put down every girl that came by. I thought it was cool now to treat them on me, but I'll be sweet to my family too. Oh, yeah, what I do,
As by request for Amnon and Pete, the Survivors, Brian Wilson on lead there, January 1964, Pamela Jean on the Capitol record label. Randy mentions that he thinks this was later reworked by the Beach Boys as Car Crazy Cutie. And Charlene, didn't Pete mention something like that about that song, I think, originally on the request? I think he did request that. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. It's the last Saturday of the month. It's my All 60s show. If you're new to the Vinyltreasure show on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can listen live on TopShelfOldies.org. Also, in case actually I record the show and put it on my website, vinyltreasures.net. Sometimes I get copyright issues. I don't think I'll get one for that. I shouldn't get one for that. But anyway, let's continue here on the All 60s edition. Now, up next, a gal from East Orange, New Jersey. She was Dionne Warwick's younger sister, and she began recording back in 1963, first for the Jubilee record label. Then she signed with Blue Rock Records, and this is her first of three. This one written and produced by Ed Townsend. This is arranged again by Tico Wilshire, and this bubbled under on the Billboard Bubbling Under charts at number 124, but a big number 6 record on WVON out of Chicago, Illinois. We go back to February 65. Give a listen to Dee Warwick. Dee Warwick on the Blue Rock record label, and her tune is called Do It With All Your Heart.
If you're gonna
February 65 release from Miss Dee Dee Warwick, the first of three she did on the Blue Rock record label. Do It With All Your Heart. She had many more releases on the Mercury and also on the Atco record label. Great artist there, Miss Dee Dee Warwick. Let's continue here. We go to Washington, D.C. for this next group. Originally, they recorded as the Captains or the L Captains back in the 1950s, but they really found no success in the 1950s. But in the early 60s, the lead singer of this group decided to add a gimmick to his act when they performed, and he sort of would put on this Lone Ranger type mask and appear as the Masked Man, and he named his group the Agents, thus Masked Man and the Agents. But on this release, it's the Masked Man and the Agents, and the Masked Man is really Harmon Bethea, and he had releases, I think, in the early 60s under Harmon Bethea and the something, I think. I forget what they were called, but I have them. But this is a cool tune. They had 8 releases on the Dynamo record label. This is their second from August 68, The Masked Man and the Agents on Dynamo Records. It's called W-A-Y apostrophe L-L, and you can figure it out. Here it is. Cool record.
I want to fall in love, but I'm so afraid, y'all.
He's so afraid, y'all.
I want to kiss your lips, oh my, but I'm so afraid, y'all.
He's so afraid, y'all.
Oh, I'm afraid she will break my heart. I'm so afraid she will tear it apart, y'all. Afraid she will leave me alone. I won't have nobody to come on. I want to fall in love, but I'm so afraid, y'all.
He's so afraid, y'all.
I want to hold her hand, oh my, but I'm so afraid, y'all.
He's so afraid, y'all.
Oh, I'm
Afraid she will break my heart.
I'm so
Afraid she will tear it apart. Afraid she will leave me alone.
I won't have nobody to come on. And I know she'll leave me someday. And I know she'll go so far away. And I know she'll leave me all alone. I won't have nobody to come on. I want to fall in love, but I'm so afraid, y'all.
He's so afraid, y'all.
I want to kiss her lips, oh my, but I'm so afraid, y'all.
He's so afraid, y'all.
Oh, I'm
Afraid she will break my heart.
I'm so afraid
She will tear it
of
apart.
y'all.
Hurt me deep inside.
I have to run away, go and hide. Oh, and I know
He's afraid.
she'll leave me someday. And I know she will go so far away. And I know why. And I know why. I sing in my song. I sing, y'all. I wanna know why.
That's August 1968 release there on the Dynamo record label. That's the second of 8 on Dynamo Records, division of Musicor Records. Y'all is the name of the tune. It's by the Masked Men and the Agents. I think that's actually the B-side of the 45. And we're going to get the flip side next month for Andrew. We're going to flip that over next month. So join next month's last Saturday of the month, All 60 show. Let's continue here. Up next, a request for Amnon, this female singer. She's out of Philadelphia, PA. She's best known for her big hit, a song you all know, called Yes, I'm Ready. But Amnon requested, actually, this is her debut single, a song she wrote. on the Crusader label, which is out of Hollywood, California. This charted number 10 on KJAY in West Sacramento, California. And she's backed up by a group called the Tiffany's on this. We go back to August 1964. Give a listen to Miss Barbara Mason. Barbara Mason on the Crusader label by request for Amnon. It's called Trouble Child. As by request for Amnon there, Miss Barbara Mason. Barbara Mason and the Tiffany's, August 64. I have it on Crusader. I think I have it on Charger too, if I'm not mistaken. I think that also came out on the Red Charger label. I think I have it, as I could be drawing a blank here. But that's Troubled Child. Of course, she's got a lot of great tunes on the Arctic label, Charger, National General. I have some records too, and also Buddha Records later on in the early 1970s. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening spinning 1960s 45s. Up next, this singer began recording, at least I have records by him back in 1957 on Sam Phillips' Sun record label, some cool rockabilly tunes, but he would later go all country, but some of his releases were really cool crossovers, almost like soulful, really, but he really basically later on was a country singer, and this is a song he wrote, this one produced by Bill Justice. This bubbled under at number 109 for 5 weeks on the Billboard charts. Too bad, because this record should have done much better, in my opinion. It did do well regionally. This was a big number 9 record on WJBK out of Detroit, Michigan. It's actually his second of 4 on the Wand record label. This one from August 63. Give a listen to Ed Bruce on Wand, and his tune called See the Big Man Cry.
See the big man cry.
The other day I walked out on the street. I happened to see a pretty young woman and a little bitty boy, and he looked back at me. See the big man cry, mama, that's what I heard him say. See the big man cry, mama, he looks like his heart will break. I followed them to a pet shop window. The little fella stopped to see. He looked up at her and said, if I had a daddy, he'd buy that puppy for me. See the big man cry, mama, that's what I heard him say. See the big man cry, mama, he looks like his heart will break. I wanted to tell him I was his daddy, and he sure had a pretty mama. But the judge had said that I could never see them again for the things I'd said and done. See the big man cry, mama, that's what I heard him say. See the big man cry, mama, he looks like his heart will break. Son, as you grow older, you'll find someone who's dear. You better stick by her, take care of her, then you will never hear. Oh, see the big man cry, mama, that's what I heard you say. See the big man cry, mama, he looks like his heart will break. Yeah, he looks like his heart will break. See the big man cry, mama. Oh, I see the tears in his eyes. Crying over you, little fella.
August 63 release there for Mr. Ed Bruce. Ed Bruce on the Juan record label, the second of 4 for Juan. See the Big Man Cry. What a great tune that is. Another artist similar with releases on the Scepter label, Ronnie Millsap. You know, some of his Scepter releases are really country, but others similar to like a soulful country crossover sound. And yeah, but that is a really cool sound. I like that sound, and a lot of you also like that sound there listening to the Vinyltreasure Show. Let's continue here now. This next gal, she's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. She was the lead singer of a group called the Essex. They had a big #1 hit on Morris Levy's Roulette record label. You know the song, Easier Said Than Done, plus others that they do that are pretty good. But she had some solo releases too. This is her second. Her name is Anita Humes. Anita Humes. This one from September 64, Roulette Records. Let's give it a spin. It's called Just for the Boy.
My mother sat me down and told me, daughter, some guys you don't love and some you water. Before you give your heart, you better be certain, or else he'll leave you all alone and hurting. Just for the boy that you love, save your love. Don't you be fooled by the moon up above. Although you can't resist him, make sure before you kiss him, he is the boy
That's Miss Anita Humes. Anita Humes, she was the lead singer of the Essex, a solo effort there, September 64 on the Roulette record label, Just for the Boy. Actually, I have a twin spin here on the Roulette record label, but really, the next 4 records that I'll be featuring are basically artists that were mostly noted for their 50s releases versus their 60s, although they have really cool, successful or songs that I think are pretty good in the 1960s. They may not have been big hits, but they are great sounding records. And our first one here is by this singer. He was the lead singer of the 1950s groups The Pretenders, the Jones Boys, the Savoys. I think he sang with the Sparks of Rhythm. He sang with multiple groups, but he also, on his solo releases, when he signed with Cub Records, he had a couple of pretty big hits, Handyman and Good Timin', but then he really never achieved that success again. But here is a cool tune from 1965 that probably would deserve more success than it got. It's on Morris Levy's Roulette record label. It did chart regionally. This charted number 25 on WKNB in Detroit, Michigan. We go back to April 65 on Roulette Records for Mr. Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones on Roulette. Give a listen to his tune. It's called Walkin'.
When you go walking down the avenue and the fellas try to get fresh with you, when they hang around and start to linger, show them my ring on your finger and keep on walking. Walk right fast. Keep on walking. Keep on walking, girl. Keep on walking. Oh, yeah. Whatever you do, please don't smile, because one day we'll be walking down the aisle. Just act like they're not even there. Hurry home to me and I'll be waiting here. Just keep on walking. Walk right past. Keep on walking. Too much class. Keep on walking, girl. Keep on walking. Everybody now, walk. Oh, honey, keep on walking. Walk. Walk, say I'm walking. Walk. Don't ever, ever look back. Don't let them knock you off the track. Listen to me, baby. Take my advice. Because if you listen to them, you'll pay the price. So please be careful when I'm not around. Pay no attention to those funny clowns and keep on walking. Walk right past. Keep on walking. Too much class. Keep on walking, girl. Keep on walking. Everybody now, walk. Oh, honey, keep on walking. Walk. Walk, say I'm talking. Walk. Don't ever, ever look back. Walk.
April 65 release there for Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones on Morris Levy's Roulette record label. Walkin' is the name of the tune. They like that one there in the in the YouTube chat room there. That should have been a bigger hit. Well, he is our first artist from the 50s that, again, had some cool records in the 1960s. This is our second artist here. This gal had a bunch of releases, both on the OK record label and Savoy Records. Some big R&B hits by her. I think Gabbin' Blues was a big hit for her in 53 on OK, and Candy was a pretty big R&B hit for her in 1956. But she did have some success. I think 2 releases on Rojack Records. One that comes to mind was a cover of 96 Tears. But here's another cover song that she did. This is on the Scepter label. This was first recorded by Maxine Brown. There's another in 1963 on the Juan label, and there is a similar song, but it's different. Yesterday's Kisses, and done by Dean Barlow. But that is by the Feldman Feldman. What are they? Feldman, Gotteher, and I forget the other guy. They wrote that song. This is a totally different tune here, but it's Big May Bell from December of 64 on the Scepter label. Let's give it a spin. Big May Bell. This is the B-side on Scepter. The tune called Yesterday's Kisses.
As we kissed and you said this was goodbye, I turned and walked away, a tear in my eye. Oh, you were the winner, and I don't want to look. I said yesterday's kisses bring tomorrow's blues. Gave you all my love, you gave nothing in return. You took everything there's one thing I've learned. Oh, you may have been the winner, and I don't want to lose. I said yesterday's kisses bring tomorrow's blues. You'll never get nothing for nothing. You a fool if you don't believe it still. And if you don't take good care of yourself, nobody ever will. You are gone. There's nothing else to say. Night will bring just another day. Oh, I'll wake up crying, but I don't want to lose. I lost yesterday's kisses, but gained tomorrow's blues. I say yesterday's kisses bring tomorrow's blues. Hey, yeah. Hey, hey, bring tomorrow's blues.
That's Big May Bell there, December 64, on the Scepter label, Yesterday's Kisses. The flip side is a nice cover of I Don't Want to Cry. I think it's exactly the same backing track, as a matter of fact, on that. But we'll give a spin to that in another month or two. But let's continue here. That is our second record. Here is our third here for this artist, signed with Epic Records back in 1954. Had his biggest hit in 1955, a song called Unchained Melody. But he put out lots of material on the Epic record label. And I think he had another 2 big hits on Epic, Don't Let Go in 58 and You Can Have Her in 1961. But he recorded on other labels after Epic, namely MGM Records and RCA. Now here's one on RCA that he wrote. This one arranged by Leroy Glover. And this charted nationally, regionally, not nationally. This charted regionally. This was a number 21 record on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go back to September September 1966 for Mr. Roy Hamilton now. Roy Hamilton, this is our third 50s artist in a row singing in the 1960s. This is on RCA Records, and his tune is called Crackin' Up Over You.
Just another fool, aching in heart, shaking inside, tearing apart. Baby, I'm cracking up over you, cracking up over you, aching in heart, tearing apart over you. Yeah. Just another fool, hurting inside, hiding the tears, trying to hide. Baby, I'm cracking up over you, cracking up over you, trying to hide the hurt over you. Oh, now I'm alone, aching in heart, shaking inside, tearing apart, hiding the tears, hurting inside, aching in heart, tearing apart over you. Yeah. Just another fool, leaving the scene, free as a crowd. Do you know what I mean? Baby, I'm cracking up over you, cracking up over you, trying to hide the hurt over you. Oh,
Cracking up over you,
aching in heart,
cracking up over you,
shaking in heart,
cracking up over you,
tearing apart.
cracking up.
That's our third record in our 1950s artists singing in the 1960s. That's a great tune written by Roy Hamilton. He's the singer there. September 1966 on the RCA record label. Crackin' Up Over You is the name of the tune, and it was unfortunate that we lost Roy Hamilton. He died of a stroke on July 20th of 1969 at the age of 40. Unfortunate for that, but that's a great tune there. And I didn't pay a lot of money for that record. I got to get some cheapos. I can't get them all. I can't spend all the money on the 45s. But anyway, let's continue here. Here is our third one here, our third artist. And this artist actually, he sang in a 1950s vocal group. He was a member of the Cadillacs, and in 1965, he embarked on a solo career, signing with Columbia Records. This was his second of 5 on Columbia. This one, again, another name I look for on the 45s is Horace Ott. So Horace Ott arranged this tune here from July of 1965. Give a listen to Jimmy Bailey on Columbia, and his tune is called I Miss Her.
Just like the rose, our love has faded. Without her, I just can't make it. I'm not happy by myself. I just can't love nobody else. Oh, yes, how I miss her. Yeah, how I miss her. Oh,
That's Mr. Jimmy Bailey there. You got to check his other releases on the Columbia label. They're pretty good. Warren mentions it in the YouTube chat room there. That is Jimmy Bailey. Jimmy Bailey is second of 5. He has 5 releases. I think his last one is a reissue of one of his earlier ones, I think with a different flip. But July 65, I Miss Her. That one there on the Columbia record label. We continue here with the All 60s edition. We do it the last Saturday of the month. Now, the lead singer of this next group was also the lead singer of Barbara J. and the Silver Slippers. If you know that tune on the Les K record label from 61. Then the group signed with Brunswick Records and changed their name to the Sweethearts. Then in 1967, they changed their name once again when they signed with the Toot label, T-O-O-T. They were known as the Lovables. They had 4 releases on the Toot Records. On Toot record label. Let's give a listen to their first. It features Barbara Sullivan on lead. We go back to January 1967. Give a listen to the Lovables. The Lovables on the Toot label. It's called You Can't Dress Up a Broken Heart. That's the first release for the Lovables on the Toot record label, January 1967. You Can't Dress Up a Broken Heart is the name of the tune. We continue here on the All 60s edition, and earlier we heard from Harry Janes and the Jane Men on the Josie record label, but here they are. This is originally, they were known as the Campbells. The Campbells here, and this was their first release on the Select label. Last week I played the intended B-side, a song entitled You Got It Bad. Let's give a listen to the flip side here before we file it back down in the No Humidity basement again, arranged by Tico Wilshire. This one from September 1964, the Campbells, spelled with a K. K-A-M-P-E-L-L-S. It's on the Select label. It's called New Lock on My Door.
Why should I be the one to cry? After all, baby, you are are the ones saying goodbye. But before you leave, I want you to know, oh yeah now, you broke my heart once before, and now I'm not gonna take any more. Well, baby, dig, I got some bad news for you now. There's gonna be a new lock on my door. Baby, believe what I'm telling you. There's gonna be a new lock on my door. Remember the last time you said goodbye? You weren't around when I almost died. But as time passed by, the hurt healed inside. I took you back, but I had changed. You even told me, Daddy, you're so strange. Well, if you think things are gonna be like they were before, there's gonna be a new lock on my door. Baby, believe what I'm telling you now. There's gonna be a new lock on my door. Baby, I'm through and my mind's made up. So you better stay home and drink from Daddy's loving cup. Now, girl, please, don't get me wrong. Oh, yeah, now, I love you, baby, that's all there is to that. But I'm not gonna sit home while you leave me flat. If you think things are gonna be like they were before, well, there's gonna be a new lock on my door. Baby, believe what I'm telling you now. There's gonna be a new lock on
They're called the Campbells. The Campbells there, September 1964. That's their, I guess I can call it their debut single, but again, they recorded as Harry Janes and the J-Men. Now, Harry Janes, he's the lead singer there. And Harry Janes, he was Leroy Griffin's cousin. Yes, Leroy Griffin of the Nutmegs that had Ship of Love, but he was lead there. New Lock on My Door is the name of that one. Came out on the Select label. Let's continue here with another 45 from the 1960s. Here we head out to Los Angeles, California. This is on the Modern record label. I don't know if the Bahari brothers were owning this label by this time. This release is August of 1966. I think they switched owners. I think it was King Records that bought them out, if I'm not mistaken. But it's this group's debut 45, and it was written by the lead singer. His name is J.J. Johnson. This one from August of 1966, Modern Records. They're called The Other Brothers. The Other Brothers on Modern Records, and their tune is called It's Been a Long Time, Baby.
It's been a long, lonely time since I had you, baby. I'm about to lose my mind, thinking about you, baby. I'm gonna end this lonely night, 'cause I know it just ain't right. It's been a long time, baby. It's been a long time. Life without just ain't right.
It's been a long time, baby.
It's been a long,
It's been a long time.
it's been so long.
It's been a long
It's
time,
been
baby.
so long.
August 66 there for the Other Brothers on the Modern record label. It's Been a Long Time, Baby is the name of the tune. And then I know, Warren, that because Charlene was asking me, I know there's another group called the Other Brothers, but I can't find a tie-in if they are one and the same that they could be, and I didn't go and compare. But anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and up next is a cover tune. This record, this next song was first done originally by Kenny Lonas on the Columbia label in 1967, but the song was written by Bobby Hebb, and this is a nice cover of the tune by this artist named William Hunt on the Streamside record label. This one from January 68. This charted regionally. This was number 44 on WAVE in New Haven, Connecticut. This one from January 68, William Hunt on Streamside. It's called Would You Believe?
Would you believe the grass is green and the sky is blue? Would you believe that the wind blows strong when I'm not with you? Would you believe that's the same love the green grass has for the morning dew? Baby, that's the same love my heart has for you. Would you believe young hearts grow? I know, child, now. Would you believe that God can show you my love somehow? So baby, our love grows so rapidly, baby, tell me, would you believe? Would you believe? Move me, baby, you're driving me mad. Would you believe, baby, you're the sweetest thing I've ever heard? Would you believe? Would you believe? Would you believe that's the same love the green grass has for the morning dew? That's the same love, baby, my heart has for you. Baby, 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 my heart has for you. My heart has for you. Please believe me. My heart has for you.
January 1968 release there for William Hunt. William Hunt, I said I have WAVE on here. It's WAVZ. Johnny G making a lot of typos here tonight. That one there, William Hunt, Would You Believe, on the Streamside record label. We continue here, and on the last 60's show, played a request for listener Emnon. He requested a girl group out of the UK. They were called The Breakaways, featured the A-side of their a U.S. release on the Cameo label. It was called That's How It Goes. And let's give a listen to the B-side of this before we file it back down in the No Humidity basement. This one released in June of 64. These are The Breakaways. The Breakaways on the Cameo record label. And it's a B-side. It's called He Doesn't Love Me. B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. They're the Breakaways. The Breakaways out of the UK, June 64 on the Cameo record label. He Doesn't Love Me is the name of the tune. The A-side was called That's How It Goes. That was a request for Amnon. We continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This is a request, actually an old request, for Evan Blatt. He requested this duo, and this duo called the Freeman Brothers. Now, Freeman Brothers, I think they were Johnny Mitchell who wrote this tune. He was the lead, actually Johnny Mitchell, the lead of the Majestics that recorded for the Chex label in the early 1960s, and the other member was Gerald Williams, and he was like a band leader sort of, but they recorded as the Freeman Brothers. They have releases on other labels like Mala, I think International Allied, Jovial, Soul, what else you got here? Format and Sprout? I don't know, maybe. All those weird labels. I'm not sure. But here's one on Berry Gordy Jr.'s Soul record label from March 1965 by request for Evan. The Freeman Brothers on Soul. It's called My Baby. That's by request for Evan Blatt there, the Freeman Brothers. The Freeman Brothers on the Soul record label. I hate styrene 45s because that's on a styrene 45, March 1965. The Freeman Brothers with their tune called My Baby. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's a girl group out of Miami, Florida. They were discovered by Buddy Killen. He was the owner of the Dial record label, which is out of Nashville, Tennessee. And the B-side, I'm featuring the B-side of their first of two on the Dial label. This was produced by the label owner Buddy Killen. And this one from April of 1966. Give a listen to The Daydreams. The Daydreams on the Dial label. And the tune is called Just to Keep Up On, parentheses, closed, parentheses, The Lovin' Side.
girls that wanna say things that I know will impress you. To show you I'm a lady that I know that I am, and I would scrub a floor or change a diaper for you. I'll do anything you want me to, baby, just to keep up on the love inside, just to keep up on the love inside of me. Took me a while to get a hold of your style, but I finally got you on my line. And I think you're gonna like it, baby, 'cause every day I'm gonna do what you say, and I'll be breaking my back just to do it your way. And I'll do what I can to keep your world uptight. I'll be wrong if you want me alright, baby, just to keep up on the love inside, just to keep up on the love inside of me. Got to keep up, loving the love inside of you. Got to let it, yeah. I've got to keep up, on the love inside of you. Oh yeah, baby, baby, baby. Got to keep up on your love. I do everything just for you. I got to keep up on.
April 66 release there for the Daydreams on the Dial label. Just to Keep Up on the Love Inside is the name of the tune. That's their first of two on the Dial label. And Charlene has a note here. John Manship reported that this group is from Miami, although someone pointed out on YouTube that the group consisted of 4 students who were attending Bennett College in Greensboro, North Carolina, and they were originally from the Carolinas and Arkansas. It's possible that that was possibly happening. You know, it's very hard to try to go back and find this information. A lot of the singers here, they are dead, long and gone, and the label owners, etc. So we can only speculate, really, and you got to have sometime a lot of logic, because I tell Charlene a lot when we're looking at the research there, logical, does it really make sense? Are the years right? Sometimes it's difficult to find out when certain presses are, and I'm telling you, when I see so much crap on 45 Cat, the people that populate those records, the dates are all wrong. They never really check. And, you know, I want to put my 2 cents in there on that, but I said, you know what, I'm not going to do it, because they just don't have the right information. And sometimes you have to, I mean, I remember one time we looked at some article about some kind of history class, and the guy was a singer one time in some 50s group. It was kind of weird how I found it, but and you got to look at other different sites, and some people they put the groups together that they're not. It's so messed up, because, you know, so much has been lost, and a lot of the people that wrote these historic books, they're dead and gone. And if you don't have a copy of it, then you don't know you don't know the true story. So you only can really get, and some of the guys that are still alive, they're they may have lost a lot of their memory. You know, they have dementia, like a lot of people do. But anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasures show for this next group. They're from Panama City, Florida, and this is their debut single. No, I should say their debut single came out on the Volume label out of Alabama. Wait a minute. It was picked up that's it. So evidently, this group from Panama City, Florida, this is their debut single, originally came out on the Volume label out of Alabama, but it was picked up by Fame Records, the Fame label, which is out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Now, the lead singer on this, his name is Cliff Ellis, and Cliff Ellis was a successful NCAA basketball coach, and He was 21 years old when he sang this song, this tune written by Ray Whitley, but it's actually a cover. This song was originally recorded by the Tams, but this version by a group called the Villagers charted number 16 on WSGN in Birmingham, Alabama. So let's go back to June of 1966 for the Villagers on the Fame label, and this features Cliff Ellis on lead. Cliff Ellis, who later on became a successful NCAA basketball coach, and their rendition of the tune, Laugh It Off.
Always do.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Villagers. Villagers from June 1965. It's on the Fame record label. That is actually the second label. This one first came out on a label called Volume, which is local out of Alabama. Laugh It Off is the name of the tune, a cover of the Tams record. This Villagers record, they had two later releases on the Atco label, and I guess the singer, the lead, not only he coached South Alabama, Clemson, and Auburn, and he is also the author of a gourmet book. I wonder what kind of cool cooking meals he has in that gourmet book. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. First time I heard this record was on Dick Clark's American Bandstand's Raider record. I think it was 1968. I thought I saw it on YouTube because I was telling Charlene, I said, Charlene, go back and see if you can look for March 68 Raider Records. Evidently, it's not there. It must be on one of my video clips that I have. I have a ton of video clips of American Bandstand shows. Not many, and someone's been putting them out on YouTube, which are always interesting. They are, especially the Raider Records, but I don't know what this record what was up against this record, but I know it was on the Dick Clark Raider Records segment. And the band is out of Marshall, Texas. They actually recorded 7 on Buddy Young's Buddy label. This is their second. And as I mentioned, it was on the Raider Records segment in March of 1968. And actually, they did win the pick. that week. So at least I did write that note down, but I didn't write what the score was or what the other song was. But anyway, this record also did well locally. I think for it to get on Radar Record, it's got to have some kind of regional breakout, as I think American Bandstand was looking at the Randy, what is that other it's not Cashbox or Billboard. It's the other one that I really like with the pictures on the on the front cover. I have a few of them. Well, I'll get it. Let's give a listen to the song. The Four Blazers. This one from March '68 on the Buddy label. It's called Mr. Ticket Man.
Never knew a woman like that could be so jealous. I thought we had the things in life that made love survive. I guess it's hard for a woman to understand me, but I'll say it once again, I'm gonna love her till the day I die. I want a one-way chance to nowhere. Don't want my girl to think that I'd ever tell a lie. Hey, Mr. Ticket Man, she thinks I got another girl out somewhere. That's why I've got to tell that crazy woman goodbye. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to change your mind when I say I'm blue, but if you let me get on that train now in the morning, I'm gonna go my way, and far as I'm concerned, we're through. I want a one-way chance to nowhere. Don't want my girl to think that I'd ever tell a lie. Hey, Mr. Ticket Man, she thinks I got another girl out somewhere. That's why I've got to tell that crazy woman goodbye.
Those are the Four Blazers. Four Blazers on the Buddy label. March 1968, Mr. Ticketman, that won the Radar Records segment. It's pretty cool to see those teenagers dancing to the records. And, they're hearing it for the first time. Some of them were pretty frank. Other ones are a little shy when they say, I thought it wasn't that good. Would you buy the record? Yeah, I would buy the record. No, I won't buy the record. I really would have been critical, though. I would, but I like that tune. I do. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening. We continue here. Can't find any information about this next group, though. It was in the Garage Book, though. It's on the MGM record label, and it was produced by, I think, let me see. Read, it says here on the label, I'll show it again, that it was produced by Tommy Smalls. Could that really be Tommy Smalls, the DJ, Dr. Jive, possibly? Because it definitely... Well, maybe it is. Who knows? But again, this one from March of 1966, and they're called the Majestics. These are the Majestics on the MGM record label. The Garage Book didn't have any info either. They did have the release date, March 66, and the song is called Smile, Smile Through My Tears.
I don't
That group called the Majestics, their March 1966 release on the MGM record label Smile Through My Tears. And I'll show you that label. It says produced by Tommy Smalls. I'm taking it that that's probably DJ Dr. Jive. We will see. Let's continue here. Let's go to Baytown, Texas. Bobby in Texas. Where is Baytown, Texas? I think Charlene said it's close to Houston. As this group initially recorded as the Carousels on the Astro label in 1964, then they recorded as the Coastliners on the Backbeat label and other labels. Then in 1968, they changed their name once more to the U.S. Males, not spelled M-A-L-E-S, the U.S. Males. And they had this release on the Britannia, is it Britannia? Yeah, Britannia label, which was based out of Texas. I think it's a subsidiary of the, I saw it on the label, of the Abnac record label. And it's interesting because it's also on yellow vinyl. But anyway, this is from August of 1968. Joe, let me see. Is he the lead singer here? I don't know. But anyway, let's give it a spin here. The U.S. Males, August 68 on Britannia. It's called Open Up Your Heart.
I love the things she does, the way she wears her hair. I know she doesn't care, and when I see her with him, I wanna die, 'cause she don't care for me, and when I left her she ran. Will she ever set me free? Come out of the rain, come out of the rain. Ooh, I saw her yesterday. She didn't wear a smile. I talked with her a while, then she walked away to meet him. I'm standing there. She don't care for me, and when I left her she ran. Will she ever set me free? Come out of the rain, come out of the I got time to wait, so where she goes I'll follow. Someday she will turn to me and say, come out of the rain, come out of the rain, come out of the rain.
They're called the U.S. Males, a.k.a. the Coastliners, a.k.a. the Carousels. August 1968 on the Britannia. Britannia, Britannia. Britannia label, a subsidiary of the Abco record label. August 68, Open Up Your Heart is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasures Show. We go up to Chicago, Illinois for this next group. They had 10 singles to hit the Hot 100 between 1966 1971. I think Centaur was their first label, but somehow I think much of their, or many of their masters were sold to the Mercury label, because this was their first release on the Mercury label, but they had a number of hits on Mercury. I Will Always Think About You. It was a number 22 record for them. They had in 69 Things I Like to Say. That's another good record that they do. But this is their first of 9 on the Mercury label, written by the lead singer Ronnie Rice. And this was a number 6 record on WBAY out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. I thought the title was interesting because if I ever said to Barbara, let's do something groovy, I mean, we'd never do anything now, but I said, when did the word groovy finally eliminate from the vocabulary? Because I don't think anybody ever says groovy. Maybe on my show. I think Andrew mentioned it earlier in the show because, yeah, some of these records from the 60s, they do sound groovy. But anyway, this one from September of 1967. This is the New Colony 6. Dave the Rave, do you have the picture sleeve on this? Because I don't. This is on Mercury Records, their first release on Mercury. Ronnie Rice on lead. It's called Treat Her Groovy.
That's why tonight I'm gonna treat it groovy, take her to a movie. Tell her she's black, tell her she's black. Treat it groovy, take her to a movie. Show her the time, show her. Da 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 da. There are so many boys in the world who really need a girl. So treat her groovy, take her to a movie. Tell her she's black, tell her she's black. Treat her groovy, take her to a movie. Show her the time, show her.
Are the movies even open yet? I don't even know, but I used to treat Barbara to a movie. I guess that was groovy. Anyway, that's the New Colony 6 there. Ronnie Rice on lead. Ronnie Rice had some cool early kind of like teener records in the early 1960s. He became the lead singer of the New Colony 6 there. September, 1967 on the Mercury label. Treat Her Groovy is the name of the tune. I always treat Barbara groovy. I hopefully treat you guys groovy every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m. here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's go to New York now, to the Mona Lee record label. It's a subsidiary of Amy Malabelle, and this group included members Joey Fortenza, Mike Leva, and the lead singer Billy Hoocher, who wrote this tune. They're called The Epitome. The Epitome here, I always say it wrong, though. Dave always corrects me. But this one's from April 1968, The Epitome on the Mona Lee label. It's called Flower Power, to go with groovy.
People laugh at your long hair. It's funny, so you just don't care. You shouldn't let them get to you. You've got flower, power. You're a tower of power. They always try to put you down, making out you're some kind of clown. You turn around, you wear a frown, 'cause you've got flower, power. You're a tower of power. Faith is the key. You got to use it. Use it now. I said love, child is free. You got to choose it. Never lose it. No, 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 nah, nah. People laugh at your long hair. It's funny, so you just don't care. You shouldn't let them get to you. You've got flower, power. You're a tower of power. Now, faith is the key. You got to use it. Use it. I said love, oh, it's free. You got to choose it. Never lose it. No, 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 no. Seems they always put you down. They're making out you're some kind of clown. You turn around, you wear a frown. You've got flower, power. You're a tower of power. You got flower, power. You got flower, power.
They're called The Epitome there, and it features Billy Hook, Hocher, Hocher. He's the lead singer. In April 1968 on the Mona Lee record label. Now, they would have two releases on the Kama Sutra label from 1969. Now, Billy, he would go on to be the lead singer of a group called Bulldog in 1972. That's an expensive 45, I think, that I picked up for $0.25, so I haven't featured it here on the show. 72, that's right on the cusp, but I could play that. I think it's a pretty cool record. Anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. I think this next artist was trying to be really a joker here because he goes by the name of Benzine, spelled Z-I-N-E. Benzine. This is on the Parkway record label, Parkway Records out of Philadelphia. But supposedly, this is an alias of Ernie Maresca. I can't really clarify. I don't know. Fred, do you know for a fact if this artist is Ernie Maresca? Listen carefully because he wrote the song. Ernie Maresca, a very talented writer, wrote many hit songs. We all know Runaround Sue, The Wanderer, and also he had a big number 10 national hit with Shout, Shout, Knock Yourself Out, which I don't like on the Seville label. But here's a song he co-wrote. He produced it and arranged it. This one from July 66. His name is Benzine, Benzine. Benzine on Parkway. It's called Village of Tears.
As a cloud cried over you, as the crowd avoided you, do you feel the pain and the hurt inside? No matter what you do, you're never satisfied. Come along
you go. Benzene. Benzene is, I don't think it's a common record by any means. I think it's a pretty tough record to find there. But that is Benzene, maybe Ernie Maresca, I don't know. But he co-wrote the tune July 1966 on the Parkway record label Village of Tears. And the flip side is like a novelty, but it still has like kind of a northern beat to it. So that's probably what makes it so demanding, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's kind of difficult. Again, we need to be logical. Logical does it. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Now, up next is Joe South, and interesting thing about this, Joe South wrote so many great recordings in his career, and it's funny because I think some of his, I was researching this, actually talking to Charlene about this, that he would write these songs and artists would record them. They would come out on the charts, and then he would record the songs later. And I thought this song here would fit that reason, because this tune first came out on Billy Joe Royal's LP Down in the Boondocks. I think that came out in August of 1965, either July or August of 65, with the Down in the Boondocks LP on Columbia. And there was this, and eventually Billy Joe Royal's single came out of this song, but it was in November. But simultaneously, Joe South released his version of this on the Apt record label. And when I typed it for Charlene to do the research, she said to me, "Johnny, you typed the wrong title." Because I can't, it's not I Don't Want to Be Somebody. It's called I Gotta Be Somebody. So why you type the wrong title? Well, she wasn't that adamant about it, but she couldn't find it. I said, well, Charlene, you have to go look on 45 Cat and you'll see there are alternate titles of this. And then I think Stereo Tom made a comment about, well, I have this on a stock copy and mine says, I Want to Be Somebody. Then I looked at the photograph that was there, I Gotta Be Somebody. It looks like a West Coast press to me. So maybe the West Coast presses of this have I Gotta Be Somebody, and the East Coast presses have I Want to Be Somebody, because this is a vinyl East Coast pressed, but it's an Apt promo. And I like the song in general. It's Joe South. We go back to August 1965 on the Apt label. It's a song he wrote and produced his own. And on my copy, it says, I Want to Be Somebody. Check your copy.
I never had any reason for ambition or drive. In fact, I never had nobody that cared if I'm alive. But then one day she came my way and I heard a voice within me say, don't let her get away, whatever you do. But I never thought that this could be, that she would ever look at me seriously. And that's why, oh Lord, Lord, I've gotta be somebody. Yes, I have. I'm down on my knees and I'm begging, please, 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 I've gotta win her love for me. I grew up on the sidewalks, got along the best I could. Mama worked all day long, and Papa was no good. I never asked for much before, but here I am in heaven's door. So help me please, don't let her pass me by, 'cause I would rather die than see her love turn into sympathy for me. And that's why, oh Lord, Lord, I've gotta be somebody. Yes, I gotta be somebody. Yes, I have. Gotta be somebody. I'm tired of being a nobody. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. You know I gotta be somebody. Yes, I have. Down on my knees, begging, please, please, please. I've gotta win a love for me.
As Joe South with his song. Mine says I Want to Be Somebody, but I think if you have the Billy Joe Royal, it's I Gotta Be Somebody. And also this comes out as I Gotta Be Somebody. August 65 release on the Apt record label. Joe South with I Want or Got to Be Somebody. Johnny G is your Somebody DJ every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m. here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This is the All 60s edition. We do it the last Saturday of the month. If you're new to the show on YouTube, please subscribe to my videos. Subscribe to my web page and click the bell to get notifications when I go live. We continue here, and let's give a listen to this great girl group. They are the Blossoms, Fanita James, Gene King, and on this one, lead singer Darlene Love. And how could you go wrong if the song was written by David Gates? It was produced by Jimmy Bowen. It was arranged by Ernie Freeman. This is their second of 4 on Frank Sinatra's Reprise record label. We go back to May 1966. This didn't chart, unfortunately. I think it hits, I think in Philadelphia, if I saw that it did make like the up-and-coming hits to push that week, but then it dropped off. But let's give it a spin here. The Blossoms on Reprise. Darlene Love on lead. It's called Lover Boy. I'm getting some kind of a copyright thing here. Heads up. I don't know if their filter is like running concurrently when I do the show now, because the show is like ready almost immediately normally, and last week I think I didn't have really many copyright issues. You know, I think I can't monetize, but that's not a big deal. I don't care about that. It's just a matter of I don't want them to block the video in the United States and over in the UK. Those are my two main territories. There's another one too that's pretty big, Australia, somewhere, but so it's just coming up now. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're concurrent with me as I'm doing the show live or not. Usually they're behind, but anyway, I hope it's that record, The Blossoms, Darlene Love and the Blossoms, Loverboy, May 1966, on the Reprise record label. Let's continue here now, and for this next group of brothers, at least they're called brothers. They're called the Carter Brothers. They're from Garland, Alabama, but relocated to Los Angeles, California. Their first release was on the Rexy label. Then Celeste? No, I don't know about that. Celeste Records, like the New York Celeste record label, and Coleman. Then they did, Jewel. They did 6 releases on the Jewel label because I have it here on Jewel Records. Now, these Carter Brothers were a trio. Albert Carter guitar, Jerry Carter keyboards, Roman Carter on the bass. And their biggest hit was in 1965. Was this their biggest hit? I don't know. But anyway, let's give it a spin here. The Carter Brothers, July 66, on the Jewel label. It's called She's So Fine, So Glad She's Mine.
Stand back, Farmer Brown. Let your little chick walk by. I'm taking her away from the barnyard. She's just right to cry. She's so fine, so glad you're mine. Telling all you fellas, I know what's on your mind. I don't blame you for drooling. I really can't blame you for trying. She's so fine, so glad you're mine. I'm glad you're mine now. I'm glad you're mine. You got the kind of loving, baby, that makes me glad you're mine. You make me want to shout to you, baby. I'm glad you're mine. You're so fine, so glad you're mine. I don't need sugar in my coffee when she just touched my cup. I'm telling you, man, it's sweet enough when she just stirs it up. She's so fine, so glad you're mine. I'm glad you're mine now. I'm glad you're mine. You don't have to consider yourself no more, baby, but I'm glad you're mine. I might be a little southern country boy, baby, but I'm glad you're mine. Yes, I'm glad you're mine, baby. I'm glad you're mine. You know, people might talk about me, baby, but so glad you're mine. I don't let what people say bother me now. I'm glad you're mine. I'm glad you're mine, baby.
They're called the Carter Brothers. Their July 1966 release. It's on the Jewel record label. The Jewel record label, that's their 4th release on the Jewel label. It's called, in parentheses, She's So Fine, close parentheses, So Glad She's Mine. That one there by the Carter Brothers. We continue here on the All 60s edition. This is a request for listener Emnon. So many groups and duos and duets, I should say, recorded this next tune. And this is a girl group out of Philadelphia. This is their 3rd of 7 they did on the Swan label. And the group consisted of Fayette Pickney, Helen Scott, and Janet Harmon. And collectively they were known as the 3 Degrees. I don't know who's on lead here, but this charted number actually bubbled under on the Billboard charts at number 126. It was a big number 8 record. Oh, Charlene, is that correct for this song? I don't know. But anyway, this one from August of 1965. The Five Keys, we all know this song by the Five Keys. Also, Peaches and Herb do a nice rendition of this. But let's give a listen to the rendition by the 3 Degrees from August 65 on Swan. Their rendition of the tune Close Your Eyes for Amnon.
Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Open your heart and whisper, I love you. Tell me you love me. Tell me you love me. You love me. You love me. Hold me tight. Don't say goodnight. We had time. Things alright. Hold me, darling. Darling, and tell me you love me. No, 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 no. Even though this is not the way I want it to be, but if you got to pretend, that's alright with me. Take a deep breath. Open your heart and whisper, I love you. Hold me, darling. Darling, and tell me you love me. I love you, darling, with all my heart and soul.
Cover tunes here on the Vinyltreasure Show by request for listener Amnon. Those are the 3 Degrees. 3 Degrees, they were discovered by Richard Barrett. That one there from August 1965 on the Swan record label. And yes, I wasn't sure because he requested 2 by the 3 Degrees. I didn't want to play both on the show tonight, but that charted number 126 on the Billboard Bubbling Underchart, number 8 on WBRD in Tampa, Florida. The 3 Degrees with their rendition of the tune Close Your Eyes. Let's continue here. Let's go to New York City here to the Josie record label here for this group called the Nomads. And supposedly this Charlene had some information about this group. It's a little bit confusing here that Dorian Burton, he wrote this song. No, he is in this group along with Matty Burton, who co-wrote this song, and George Burton, who is a brother, and maybe he's the singer. I'm not sure, but let's give it a spin here. Tico Wilshire, that's the key, though. February 1963, the Nomads on the Josie label. It's called Tell It Like It Is.
I saw you on the corner block. I called your name, you didn't even stop. If you don't love me,
They're called the Nomads. The Nomads from February 63. It's on the Josie record label. It's called Tell It Like It Is. Johnny G tells it like it is every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m. And let's continue here for this girl group here on the United Artists record label. And this one, Ferdy Gonzalez says that these gals also recorded as the Dreamettes on United Artists with a tune called Gonna Make That Little Boy Mine. But I don't know if this is... that one was in August of 65, but this is from February 6. So later on, they became the Dreamettes. Initially, they were called the Dreamers. I guess they figured, too popular a name, let's change it. But it's from February 65, United Artists Records, the Dreamers, and their tune called Love, Love, Love. Whoops, wrong one.
Love, love, love.
Nice girl group sound there by the Dreamers, later on recording as the Dreamettes. February 65 on United Artists Records, Love, Love, Love is the name of the tune. Let's continue here for this next singer from Birmingham, Alabama. His real name was Clarence Jr. Lewis, but he was discovered by Bobby Robinson. Now, his first release came out on Bobby Robinson label... on Robin label. Then other releases on Fury, Columbia, Atco, Scepter, MGM, Pearltone. And then in 1967, he changed his name to CL Blast. And this first came out on the Hip label out of Memphis, Tennessee. It was then picked up by Stax Records. It was a tune written by Homer Banks, Johnny Keys, and Charles Acton. Johnny Keys. See Johnny Keys of the Magnificents? I don't know. But anyways, from July of 67, CL Blast on the Stax label. It's called Double Up.
Let me double your kisses, give you twice the fun. and your satisfaction, baby, in these arms. I wanna double your kindness, give you so much happiness, double your everything in these arms. What good is a sock without a shoe? What good am I without you? What good is a fight you can't win? Or a rooster without a hen? Baby, double your kisses, give you twice the fun, and your satisfaction, baby, in these arms. I wanna double your kindness, give you so much happiness, double your everything in these arms. Come on, pretty baby. Oh yeah. Right now.
What good is a song
if the melody is gone?
What good is a thrill
that your heart would never, never feel? Oh, yeah.
Double up,
Let me double up on you, baby. All right.
double up,
Let me whip it on you right now, mama.
double up,
Two times. I wanna kiss you.
double up,
Two times. I wanna hug you.
double up.
Two times.
That's Mr. CL Blast, July 67. This charted number 25 on WVKO in Columbus, Ohio. That one there from on the Stax label, song entitled Double Up. Johnny G doubling up now as we are in Vinyl Treasure Overtime. Let's continue here now. I think it was 3 months ago on my 60s show. I featured this group out of Los Angeles, California, called The Intentions. Their first release on the Uptown record label, it was called Time. And I think it was Reed, Reed, you asked for Johnny G to flip the 45 over, so we're going to do it right now. From August 1965, let's give a listen to The Intentions. It features Johnny Gibson on lead. This is on Uptown Records. The song is called Cool Summer Night. This is going out to Reed.
Blowing up on a cool summer night, I went walking alone. I was looking for a girl to call my own. In a nothing, I think I'm there with some clothes that wavy hair and the big and I asked her to be mine forevermore. Oh, yes it did. And what's that need? Holding hands. I said she left me for another man. And being out the last thing I saw was a man. Both noise on leave, calling me go now. Now come on, pretty baby. Well now, I love you, baby. Take the whole world of you. Oh no, baby. Come on back home. Baby, I love you.
That's a great two-sided 45 by request By request for Reed King there, The Intentions, August 1965 on the Uptown record label. Uptown Records, a division of Tower Records, song entitled Cool Summer Night. It's definitely a cool summer night tonight. As we continue here in Vinyl Treasure Overtime, we'll go for a few. I'm getting copyright strikes there. I don't know, or copyright issues. I hope it's not these records anyway. Well, this next gal, she was a gospel singer from Philadelphia. She was the leader of a group called the Famous Ward Singers back in the 1940s and 1950s, and she also recorded on solo releases on various labels starting in 1950 on Savoy. But here's the first of four that she did on the Verve label, and this is actually a cover song. The Pretenders on the Power Martin label do a great group harmony version of this, but this is kind of like a cool northern version of this Charlie Chaplin 1936 tune. Or I think that he at least wrote the song here for a movie, Modern Times. But anyway, this is from February 1966. Give a listen to Clara Ward. Clara Ward on the Verve label. I think the A-side was a cover of the Beatles tune Help, but I like this side better. Her cover, Clara Ward's cover of a tune called Smile. Yeah, it's arranged and conducted by Charlie Colello there, February 1966. Clara Ward on the Verve record label of the tune Smile. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show in Overtime, we head to Detroit, Michigan for this next artist. First recording in 1962 for the on the Teek, T-E-E-K label. Probably best known for his 1967 release on Southhawk, I'll Be Your Champion. But here's a second of two on the Moira record label, a tune written by Richard Wiley and Tony Hester. This one charted regionally, number 19 on KAZ in St. Louis, Missouri. Let's go to December of 1968 for Jimmy Soul Clark. Jimmy Soul Clark on the Moira record label, and his tune called Tell Her.
Take a little time to
That's Mr. Jimmy Soul Clark. Jimmy Soul Clark on the Moira record label there, December 1968, a song entitled Tell Her. Now, he would go on to have other soul releases on labels like D-Town, I don't know, after or before Karen and Cotillion. Johnny G's here in Vinyltreasure Overtime, and we go back to Philadelphia, PA, for this singer by the name of Walter Bunny Siegler, and he started recording back in 1958 on the Hilo record label. Then Johnny Madera and David White produced 3 records for him while he was signed with the Decca record label. Here's the B-side of his first of 3. This one arranged by Jimmy the Whiz Wisner, written by Johnny Madera, David White, and Leonard Borisoff, that being Mr. Len Barry. Yes. Well, this one from December 65, Mr. Bunny Siegler on Decca. It's called For Crying Out Loud.
I once was a clown, did shows in each town, but now I have lost my job 'cause my boss put me down. Wow, for crying out loud, oh baby, for crying out loud. I used to be happy, and snappy, but the cheers turn to tears. I no longer appear for the crowd. Wow, for crying out loud. Well, Lord, I've been crying out loud. See the girl on the flying trapeze. Hey, 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 she used to belong to me. Now she's tears have replaced this pain on my face with a frown. Wow, for crying out loud. Oh Lord, I've been crying out loud. Can anybody use a clown? Oh, 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 I've been crying. Hey, 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 too much crying.
That's Bunny Siegler. Bunny Siegler there from December 1965. That's the B-side to his first release on the Decca label, For Crying Out Loud. Well, Bobby, Len Barry co-wrote that song, so maybe he was kind of coaxing him a little bit with that. But let's continue here for this next artist. This artist, born Jimmy Brunson, he was a member of the 1950s group The Regals that recorded for Aladdin and Atlantic, but he also recorded with the Rockets, the Rocketeers, and the Planets, which I have featured on my 50s show. But he decided to go solo and change his name to Jimmy B. Had 2 releases on the 20th Century label. This is his second. And this one charted number 38 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's go to June of 1967 for Jimmy B, a.k.a. Jimmy Brunson, on the 20th Century Fox label. It's called If It Wasn't for Love.
Hey, out there, I want to tell all of y'all something now. Let me tell you something that you never thought of. Baby, it wouldn't be nothing, oh, if it wasn't for love. Baby, if it wasn't for love, if it wasn't why would the robin sing? Wasn't for love. till you fall in love. Wasn't for love, what would a poor man do? Wasn't for love, I'd be so lost in blue. And baby, I know wouldn't have love if it wasn't for you. Oh, wasn't for love, wasn't for love, wasn't for love. Can you take me, baby? Wasn't for love, wasn't for love.
That's Jimmy B there, June 67 release. It's on the 20th Century Fox label. If It Wasn't for Love is the name of the tune. If it wasn't for love of this music, Johnny G wouldn't be here, wouldn't be able to take all the harsh criticism from the important people that talk to me. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this girl group. They're from Dallas, Texas. Bobby, this is from your town, Dallas, Texas, also from Charlene. They were originally set up to perform backing vocals for Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, but instead they had two releases on their own that came out on the MGM record label. They consisted of Fran Curcio, Jane Anderson, and Lorraine Gennaro. Collectively, they were known as the Shamettes. So they were supposed to be with Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. I guess they're the Shamettes. This was their second release for MGM, and it's a cover tune. This was first done by Ann Hodge on the XL label back in 1966. But let's give a listen to this version from August 67 by the Shamettes. The Shamettes on MGM. It's called You're Welcome Back.
Could those little drops of water be under your chin be teardrops? Could that pain in your heart be there because you lost your new love? Well, I know just how you feel. I felt that way for so many years, ever since that cloudy day. You told me goodbye and with her you walked away. Now baby, you're welcome. Now baby, you're welcome. Now baby, you're welcome back to me. Did she put you down because the new love you found looks better? Did you find that a few nights apart was all she was after? Well, I know just how you feel. I felt that way for so many years, ever since that cloudy day. You told me goodbye and with her you walked away. Now baby, you're welcome. Now baby, you're welcome. Now baby, you're welcome back to me. Now baby, you're welcome. Now baby, you're welcome. Now baby, you're welcome back to me.
They're called the Shamettes. The Shamettes, they're August 1967 on the MGM record label. You're Welcome Back is the name of the tune. And we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Overtime here. And Motown's Temptations, they were pretty big in the mid-1960s, and Berry Gordy Jr. wanted their artists to have some charisma when they were on stage. They actually had someone teach them their dance steps that they would do when they would perform live on stage. And the Temptations had some slick moves when they performed, so much so that there were quite a few songs done about their walk. And probably the Entertainers 4 on Dore had the first, I guess, Temptation Walk, People Don't Look No More, if you know that song. That was in October of 65. Here is another that came out in November of 1965 by the Soul 3. The Soul 3, this is on the Omen record label. Let's give a listen to this Temptation Walk. It's called Temptation Walk, The Line Dance. Let's all do it now.
Temptation walk, temptation walk, temptation walk, 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 temptation walk. You ought to see my baby, do the temptation walk. She does it good, just like I know she could. Looking fine, and I know she's mine. Temptation walk, 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 temptation walk. Some people like to do the barracuda, and some people like to do the twine. But I like to see if your baby do the temptation walk. Temptation walk like mine. Temptation walk. Look at me. Yeah. Let me see the temptation walk now.
They're called the Soul 3 there. Soul 3, November 1965. I say they are a trio for sure. That one there on the Omen record label. Temptation Walk, parentheses, The Line Dance. How do you do the Barracuda? How do you do the Barracuda? Somebody showed Johnny G how to do the Barracuda. We continue here, Vinyltreasure Overtime. And up next, this gal was a member of the Adorables that recorded for the Golden World record label. Then in 1966, she went solo, and her debut release came out on the Golden World label. And then she did 4 on the Select label out of Detroit, and here, what is this here? Anyway, I think it's Solid Hit is what that should be. This one from October 1966. Give a listen to Pat Lewis on the Solid Hit record label. It's called No Baby No.
I could never
That's Miss Pat Lewis there. Pat Lewis, October 1966 release. That one there on the Solid Hit record label. No Baby No is the name of the tune. As we wind down here, I'm going to want to get off around 1:30. I haven't seen any copyright issues yet. I did see them. I wonder if those are the beeps you guys are hearing. Possibly. But anyway, up next, a group called the Del Capris. This record initially released on the Ron Jordan label. It was also picked up by the Kama Sutra record label. This one written by Jerome Arnold and Herb Larson, and I'm playing the original release on the Ron Jordan label. We go to August of 67. Give a listen to the Del Capris with their tune called Hey Little Girl.
So sad. What did you do to make you feel so bad? I thought they must take me to the dance, but now I see that there ain't no chance. Hey, little girl, oh yeah. He went and left you all alone. Just sit and wrong. I guess the best thing for you to do is try to find someone new. Yeah. He doesn't love you, this I know. He's only playing with your
Those are the Del Capris. August 67, Hey Little Girl. You can get it on the Kama Sutra record label, but the first release is on the Ron Jordan label. It must have something to do with the Jerome Arnold and Herb Larson, something there. I'm sure they all own this record label. They probably sold the master to Kama Sutra Records. Let's continue here. We go to Detroit, Michigan. For this trio known as the Brothers of Soul. They were Richard Knight, Fred Bridges, and Bobby Eaton. And I think their biggest hit was a song called I Guess That Don't Make Me a Loser. That's a great record they do on the Boo label. But here's their 5th of 7 on the Boo label. As we go to Detroit, Michigan, we go to October 1968 for the Brothers of Soul on the Boo label. It's called I'd Be Grateful.
There was a way to look into her heart so that you could see, baby, just how big a part that you play in my life, every day of my life. I go up on the mountain and shout it down to the world. I'll tell everybody, baby,
Those are the Brothers of Soul. The Brothers of Soul, they with their 5th of 7 releases on the Boo label. October 68, I'd Be Grateful is the name of that one. We continue here as we wind down. We head out to Los Angeles, California for this girl group. They did 3 releases on Gene Autry's Challenge label. The group consisted of Alder Ray, Priscilla Kennedy, Freddie Poole, and Patsy Sates. Let's give a listen to their 3rd. And this one here arranged by Gene Page. And this one was reissued in 1966 on the Soultown record label. First came out on Challenge Records, July 65. The Delicates. The Delicates on the Challenge label. It's called Comin' Down with Love. Johnny G hates styrene 45s, that's for sure. I wanted to play the flip side there, but anyway, that doesn't sound. That side sounded better, but that's a good side. I like that. Coming Down with Love, the Delicates from July 65 on the Challenge label. 3 more 45s to go. I'll probably get them in here. Want to hurry up here as this artist had 2 releases on the Falu record label out of New York City. Let's give a listen to his first. And his name is Tommy Duncan. And this one from August of 1964. This one arranged by Horace Ott. I tell you to look for Horace Ott on the 45s. Tommy Duncan on the Falu record label. I typed it wrong there. Tommy Duncan with Too Much Time.
Don't you give your woman too much time, too much time. And don't you give your woman too much time. Don't give her too much time, too much time. 'Cause this will start trouble in your woman's mind. Now here's a story I'm gonna pass to you. It's very simple, but it's very true. And when I'm through, you will say, that old boy sure telling the truth. Don't give her too much time, too much time. Don't you give your woman too much time. Don't give her too much time, too much time. 'Cause that's what start trouble in your woman's mind. Make her get up job. Tell her if she don't, she might stop. I know it's gonna be very hard for you to say, but you gotta tell her the same story every day. Don't give her too much time, too much time. And don't you give your woman too much time. Don't give her too much time, too much time. 'Cause that's what start trouble in your woman's mind. Too much time, she'll leave you with a worried mind. Too much time, too much time. I had 2 jobs, working day and night. Gave my woman everything out of sight. Came home one night from work feeling bad. Lord, the woman has taken everything I had. Too much time, too much time, too much time. And she'll leave you with a worried mind. Make her work every day.
Yeah, that is a clean sounding styrene. There you go. They play nice if they're not overplayed. That's Tommy Duncan. August 64 on the Falu record label, Too Much Time. Johnny G's running out of time. 2 more 45s to go, scheduled 45s to go. That means I played 56 45s tonight. But anyway, as I have no information on this next artist, it's on Joe Kowalski's Diamond record label. It's written and produced by Teddy Van. This charted number 37 on KJR in Seattle, Washington. And some people think this possibly is Teddy Van, but I'm not sure. I have to compare them. So I don't take a lot of stuff out there for granted, as people say, oh, this sounds like this, or this is my father, or this is my so-and-so on lead. Of course, it's like 40 years later when the band disbanded and somebody recreated the group or something. So you got to be careful. But anyway, his name is Robert Porte, or Portee. Portee. It's from November 63. It's on the Diamond label, and this is what Barbara Says I Am. The song is called Casanova. This is by Robbie Porte, or Portee.
I'm Casanova, a lover and a friend. This is how my career began. I kissed a girl in a candy store. She cried out, won't you kiss me some more? Casanova, he's Casanova. She called me Casanova. He's Casanova. Casanova, a lover and a friend. Oh yeah, yeah. From then on I was quick on my feet. I started kissing every girl I could meet. I kissed a girl, her name was
That's Robert Portee, T-E-E, Robert Portee, November 1963 release on the Diamond record label out of New York City, and his tune called Casanova. Well, that's going to do it for Casanova, Johnny G. That's going to do it for the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to original vinyl 45s out of my collection. If you want to get in touch with Johnny G, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have the requests, I'll play it for you. I have to find it. I can't wait for retirement. I need so much more time. What was that record? Time by the Entertains. I think I should play again. But anyway, thank you all for tuning into my All 60 show. We do this get-together the last Saturday of every month, and I will be back next Saturday at 10 o'clock for 1950s and early 60s vocal group harmony. Got a ton of requests already that have come in for that show, so tune in for some rarities out of my collection again. But I'll be back next at the end of August for more 1960s 45s out of my collection, and that's going to do it for tonight. Our closer tonight is by a singer by the name of Charlie May, and Charlene has here that there's some YouTube comments that this gal is really Shirley Austin of the Shirelles, but I seriously doubt that. That was probably something pretty old because I think I wrote that. But this is arranged and conducted by Charlie Colello and produced by Gordio and Valley, which actually should read Gaudio and Valley, which I think is Bob Gaudio and Frankie Valli. This charted number 35 on KXDA in Sacramento, California. Our closer tonight is from August of 1963. Charlie May on the, this is on the Gold record label. It's called You Will Never Get Away. You're never going to get away with it. But anyway, that's going to do it, folks. Thank you all for tuning in. Please tune in tomorrow evening for my buddy Dave the Raven, his Relics and Rarities show. It all begins at 9 o'clock, 9 to midnight, right here on TopShelfOldies.org. I will be back. As Dave calls me, the video star will be back next Saturday at 10 o'clock, and hopefully I don't get any copyright issues with this show tonight. I saw some. I got to go back and listen to you guys are hearing loud ticks or something. I don't know what it is. Thank you, Charlene, for all your help again. I couldn't do the show without Charlene. It would be a very different show without Charlene's input. So thank you, Charlene, for that. And thank you all for tuning in tonight and sticking around for the Vinyl Treasure Show. I'll be back next Saturday again with Funeral Doo-Ops, as Hi-Fi Tim calls it. Funeral Doo-Ops next week for Hi-Fi Tim. But again, everybody, I want everybody to have a safe and happy week, and I will be back next Saturday at 10 o'clock for more of your requests and cool tunes out of my collections. Just want to say, everybody, so long.
Come back to me, no more lonely, lonely nights. Nothing but those memories. When you left, you know you hurt me. Why did you do that to me? Love, you never get away again. No, you'll never get away again. No, you'll never get away again. Yeah, what's wrong? She will never let you go. Tell him,
Okay, folks, that is it for tonight. Boy, it's hot up here. I got the windows closed because I blast the music. Thank God my father's hard of hearing, so he can't hear the music 2 flights down. But I blast it. I was up like 3 o'clock in the morning last night cleaning records and well, I wasn't blasting it because it was nice and cool last night. I had the windows open, so but. I don't know these neighbors. I know I used to get nasty emails. We have guests, and they hear the music even with the windows closed. But I don't think they're sleeping on this side because they can call the police playing records at 1:49 in the morning. But anyway, there is the Casanova Robert Portee. But anyway. That is that one, and here is this thing. I didn't pay that much for this record, this gold record. I think I paid like $20 or something for it, but it's it's a styrene. It plays okay. That other one was a styrene too, but there you go, Charlie Calello record. But anyway, that's going to do it, folks. Johnny G's tired. I'm going to go relax for a while and take a nap, but have the nice cool air outside. Maybe I'll go for a walk. I wanted to do that today, but I couldn't. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next Saturday at 10 o'clock for group harmony sounds out of my collection. We do it chronologically, not different than the 60s show. So I hope you enjoyed the tunes tonight. I hope I didn't charge you a lot. Dave, I hope I didn't charge you any money tonight, or you didn't spend any money tonight because of me. I don't like to do that. But anyway, so long, everybody. Good night. Take care.